Good morning. We're waiting here for the other people to join the meeting room. So I go on mute for the next 3 minutes. Then I open the audio again.
Thanks, Stefan.
Good morning, good afternoon, team. We're waiting here for some other people to join the meeting room.
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Stefan.
Morning.
Good morning. And yeah, thank you for joining with quite a few people here on the line and also in the meeting room. And I would, as you can see on the screen here, we have put together a small agenda for the next 90 minutes. We like to start with the team introduction, have a look on our timing, where we're storing our data, look on our complexity, and then deep dive on our 3D CAD currently, and go into, let's say, more specific questions like what are our, for example, locator services for our sub-assays, and answer questions there. Yeah. Good. Then let's start with the team. Yeah. So I made a screenshot of the WebEx, and here we have got people in the room. So I would say we start with the people in the room, do a little introduction, who we are, go around clockwise, maybe start with myself. So Stefan Kühn is my name. I'm here from Europe PD, the supervisor for underbody body structures.
Okay, morning. Jetzt sind Sie D&R for the front floor and side cell assembly.
So, Sönke Kleinert. I'm the DNR for rear floor skin assay or panel assay and the wheelhouse inner.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Burkhard Mielke. I'm the D&R for the rear frame parts, rear side rail assay and heel kick cross member assay.
Heel Kiki assay.
And my name is Peter Lukas Müller. I'm doing the bumper beams, front and rear.
Good. These are the people here in the room, and maybe we can go through the people who have joined the WebEx. Start with top and go down.
Hi, it's Adam Kamal here. I work for the Asia Pacific PME team.
Sorry, what is PME?
Program Manufacturing Engineering. So the same as Alison and Johannes. We all work under the same team.
Okay, good.
Yep,
So Alison?
APPME. I'm in the room with Nicholas as well, so we're joining just for the first half hour. The PST is going to clash, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Thanks for joining.
All right, and Adam just passed the biggest test, being in PME, is remembering what PME stands for. So well done, Adam.
Thanks.
I'm Tony Knack. I work for Stamping Organization, Asia Pacific.
Okay.
And hello everyone. I'm Snowcat Young from AP Board Congratulations.
Moin.
Might be that I'm in. I'm not sure. My name is at the top at the moment. Johann Dembach as well, PME, and I'm an Ademar located in Cologne, so it's quite easy for you to contact us.
Deswegen ist das ein bisschen schwierig. Ja.
Okay, Yun Jan?
Hello, I'm body construction.
Same like Yan Yang, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Niklas,
Cotton from body construction.
yeah, before it was Niklas Gu. He is as well working for PME, but looks like not by voice in at the moment.
He's in the room with me, Johannes.
Yeah. I'm in a meeting.
Yeah, we have to drop out a little while,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. So Paul, I already put you on the body construction as you are, let's say, well known here, as you have been over. So welcome to the meeting as well.
Thank you.
Good. So Rebecca?
I'm Rebecca from AP and Bio Manufacturing Business Office and located in Shanghai. I'm looking after the program that focuses on the cost study.
Okay. Ron?
I'm from IPBC. Yeah, just like simple. Yeah, body construction. Body construction. Hello?
What's in department? Yeah, body construction.
Yeah, hi, it's Sean Anderson. I'm the Body Construction B and CD Car Program Supervisor. CD, not C. Strange mix, I know, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
And that's why we put now CD on C-car, so it's easier. Okay, and the last one is Ian. And we've got one more person joined the room here.
Wolfgang Schippers, dash and count lower, dash post member, and bolt on underbody parts.
Good. Is anybody on the line who's missed here, who has joined later?
Stefan, good morning. Vijay from AP Upper Structure Supervisor.
Yes. Hi, Vijay.
And George Chen from my team.
Yes.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Stephen.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. So, second topic is the timing, in terms of timing. And this is now very referred to, let's say, technical timing in terms of our development data. So in November 2017, basically last year, we have frozen the first time UNV0. This UNV0 data set we froze, the geometry, the wild spot, all that, was for the CD542 North America and the CD542 China. Now, changes in the program happened, and we were basically North America was cancelled, and the work was continuously ongoing, and therefore we created, let's say, an artificial milestone, which is called UNV 0.1, which we will have a look later on, and this contains CD542 China data only. Yeah, a lot of input in there from attributes and also from the manufacturing side already. And as an outlook, there's no official VPP release yet, but it seems to be that we will have the program calls it UNV0 in August 2018. We, let's say, as the body community, call it UNV 0.2, not to mix it up with the other data we've frozen so far. And this UNV 0.2 in August will also include the CDX 754. Yeah. But latest CAD that we'll have a look later on today is the one marked in green. Good. Where are we storing our data? This is also going to be included here in the minutes. So we've got two DCs. They're also our base assumption for the PSC costing. So the PSC costing is here in preparation within the team, and it's being basically led and sorted and put together by our PMT leader, Rainer Quick. So we're doing this at the moment, and we're using our UNV 0.1 CAD data, which is a very good and mature baseline for DOR. For the future, I mean, UNV 0.1 is a screenshot. For the future, our job 1 design intent data will always be stored in Team Center under our control models. At the moment, we have only control models for the CD542. We expect there will be control models also coming up for the CDX 754 in the future. So basically, A is a screenshot and B is living data and will change daily. Good. In terms of our complexity, also an outlook here. We have put together last week when the CDX 754 more or less was, let's say, introduced to the program. So on the left side, our systems, and in the center, the variants of those. Yeah, so we have got for the front bumper beams 2 variants. For the apron side rail SE, 2 variants. For the dash cross member, 4 variants, mainly driven by the right-hand drive. The other 2. For the dash SE, also 4 variants. 1 variant for the front floor assumed at the moment. 4 variants for the rear floor. I stands for combustion engines, and PF stands for plug-in hybrids. Wheelhouse inner will be part of the body side assembly, is only listed here, let's say, for completeness, as we as the platform team are at the moment designing it, and the rear bumper beam in 4 variants. So this complexity overview will also be our base assumption for the PSC costing. But it's basically current assumption.
Hey, Stefan. Hey, Stefan. Do you have opportunity to comment the SE and PHAV front structure and then the rear floor?
No, unfortunately not. To commonize the ICE and PHAV structure. No, it's basically, Paul, it's following the strategy we have also in bundle 2. Yeah, so for the hybrid versions, which significantly more weight in the vehicle. Yeah, so we're talking 200 kilos and more. We need a, let's say, heavier crash structure, and therefore the differentiation is here between ICE and PHAV. Yeah. To be honest, we see already some risks for complexity growing, and not according to this assumption here. So this is what we see, let's say, as engineering at the moment as the optimum. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because in Cat 1 currently we will have 6 top height in future, and then the complexity will be very critical, and then we are looking for the other opportunity to reduce the complexity. So
yeah, understood. Yeah, the vehicles CD542 and CDX are just basically 2 different. Yeah, they're basically different. Yeah, different cars. Yeah, the CDX is higher, has got a higher ride height. It's being exported to different markets. It's shorter. Yeah, so different requirements, different lengths, lot of differences within. Yeah.
I mean, for the For example, for the photo, SE and PG, have comment. For example, for the rear floor, for the front structure.
Yeah, the front structure at the moment is assumed to be just well, let's say front structure, but the apron side rail SE is at the moment only differentiated by powertrain. So at the moment, the CD542 and the CDX754 ICE are sharing the same apron side rail SE, and the hybrid CD542 and the hybrid CDX754 are also sharing the same apron side rail SE. That's why you see here only two variances within this SE, because this, for example, assembly is not depending on the derivative, but is depending the powertrain. Yeah, so you can, yeah, and of course for the front structure.
Ich unterscheide ja nach den Fahrzeugen und der Holm unterscheidet nach den Motorisierungen und 2 mal 2 ist 4. Das ist im Grunde das, was wir im Dashboard noch. Nee, noch mehr. Dann war rechts und Linkslenker noch.
Die Frage, ne? Wie viel Front?
Ja, wie viel Total Front Structure? Das ist, glaube ich, deine Frage.
Yeah, Paul, is your question how many total front structures we will have? Is that your question?
No, I want to find the opportunity to reduce the complexity. For example, for the front wheel, for the photo, for the front wheel and apron, for the PHEV and ICE, can we comment on that?
Yeah.
And now for the dash and cross member, maybe for the left-hand drive and the right-hand drive, there's not a possible comment, but for the front wheel and apron, maybe we have an opportunity.
Yeah, unfortunately not. The difference is quite significant. Yeah, so in terms of energy absorption, they are quite different. Yeah.
But is it possible to offer the stronger one on ICE? The heavier structure on ICE, is that possible? Two-thirds of the volume of the CD502 are at the moment assumed to be ICE. Yeah, so let's say 66-70% of your total volume CD502 is ICE. So the question. If I interpret what you're saying is, you're not saying it's impossible. You're saying that for cost reasons, it makes more sense for them to be unique. Yeah, and it's also a question of competitiveness in terms of weight to the yeah. It would I don't know. It would need to be investigated. Yeah, I don't say it's technically impossible at the moment, but I would give it a very low confidence level, just because of the volume split. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cost reason and it's weight. Yeah, it's more than 1.5 kilo weight difference between ICE. I think 2 kilos between ICE and PHEV, and we will never achieve common front ends between ICE and PHEV because the brake booster position in the vehicle is different for ICE and PHEV, so that drives, in every case, different dash panels. So we will always end up with different front structures for ICE and PHEV.
Yeah, I found some Lincoln brand will also launching China CAP4. They also have ICE and PHEV, but for the front structure, for the front wheel and April, they are almost common.
Yeah. Is that the CX7442?
No, it's U3 something Lincoln brand. U611 and U540. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So let me take the following away. So basically, let me put gather some data. Yeah, what it would mean. Yeah, just to give you, let's say, an indication. Yeah, and so to have some data behind, let's say, our Abneigung.
Yeah. 2 kilos is not correct. This is only dash, yeah?
Yeah,
apron side fill
it will be something around 10 kilo.
It's much more.
And common beam is kilogram more, whatever.
But let's put some data to it. So I note it down as let's say as a small investigation we can do, and then we can put some data behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Basically, this is it in terms of PowerPoint. And now we would like to use some time to show the data. Good. So we've got two models at the moment in 3D, which is the CD542 PHEV and the CD542 ICE. And for these gateway, both are basically developed and equipped with all spot welds. And I would say we fly a bit through the vehicle, front to rear, indicate of, give a little bit of history and maybe a little bit of outlook, also what is going to happen with the CDX in terms of changes, what are our current investigations, and shall we start from the front? Do you want to have the mouse?
Okay, so maybe we zoom into the front bumper beam a little bit now. The structure is carried over basically or the same architecture as for the C519. We have a side rail in a certain position. With the bigger wheels of CD, then the beam is no longer aligned perfectly to the typical barriers we use, high-speed crash, low-speed crash. So there is already here a slight offset you can see between crash can and beam. We're still investigating how to fix that issue. That's something we already know also from CX482, for example, where this is no high rider here, but still we have this problem. In the CDX, the vehicle stands 50 millimeter higher, so theoretically the beam has to be lowered another 50 mil, which then has no more overlap to the crash can anymore. That's the main issue we are facing right now, and it will mean a tremendous amount of weight we have to add to make that work. That would be one reason not to use one common beam for CD and CDX. Also, I guess finally the cost of the vehicle is much higher for CDX. So we can achieve on the market. The price on the market will be higher. So I guess there's not enough room for commonization here. I guess I will close the round with the rear beam later on, and then we continue with front structure. Do you want to do that? Ja, hol das ja nicht hier.
Ja, kann ich machen. Kannst du mal wieder machen. Good. Basically, continuing with the front structure. Front structure, or basically it's not saying front structure, but saying side rail apron assembly. As said before, in terms of complexity, you see here we've got two variants for ICE and PHEV for our car lines. As we understand, the apron side rail assembly will be one SE coming to the plant as a complete assembly, same like C519. And the interface here at the front to the bolster, including the cooling packs, has got this form and pierce feature, following here the global standard, and having basically same hole pattern like C519. Yeah. What else to say? A lot of carryover content in terms of stamping from for the eyes from the C519 and from the PHEV from the bundle 2, whereas the assembly as such, the apron side rail assembly, will have a, let's say, unique part number for the bundle 3s because of different flange plates and also slight difference in the shotgun because of different ride heights. Yeah. But generally, 95% of the stampings within this assembly are carryover from bundle 1 and bundle 2. Yeah, so we see that also in terms of later, in terms of purchase, quite some opportunity to save vendor toolings. Good. Then lower load path. Or I'll see them all.
So let's carry on to the dash SE, dash cross member. These are two assemblies which are outsourced. So first the dash cross member. It's an SE for the PHEV, the dash cross member is carryover from the bundle 2. For the ICE, it's carryover from bundle 1. So it's different thicknesses, different materials, and different reinforcements inside. The locators are the same, are identical for both. And also the outer shape is mostly identical. There's a slight difference in the thickness, as I already said. Thickness of the part is, I think, 1.2 millimeter different. The next assembly we will receive is the dash cow lower assembly. Here as well, we have two different. Maybe one more remark to the dash cross member. The dash cross member is handed. So at the moment we have two versions, light and heavy. And in the future, when we will get the CDX, then we will get two additional versions, right-hand drive. This is driven by the cutout here for the steering pinion. Yeah, this will be then on the opposite side. So this will end up then in a number of dash cross members of 4, total 4. So now back to the dash car lower SE. Basically, two different versions. One, I call it again light for the ICE vehicles. Basically, all the parts are carryover C519, with one exception. The tunnel is the same part, but with less holes compared to C519. But material thickness, material grade, and so on is all common and it's all carryover. Then we have the second version for the PHEV. Structural differences are that the tunnel is thicker and has a different shape. The corner brackets here, the two corner brackets, have thicker material and come from bundle 2 versus these one here for the ICE come from bundle 1. And the third difference, which I already mentioned before, you maybe see it here, that the fixing points for the brake boosters are in a different position. Here, this is a carryover position from bundle 1 and 2, and here the fixings and the brake booster is 30 millimeter higher. Due to the different forces, the reinforcement has also a different shape and thicker material thickness. So this is dash SE number 2, and similar to what I said to the dash cross member, when we end up with the CDX 754, we will end up with 2 additional dash assemblies for the right-hand drive. Basically, mirrored designs from what we have for the left-hand drive.
Can you comment the locator between the left-hand drive and the right-hand drive?
Could you repeat your question? I didn't get it.
For the dash assembly, can you comment the locator between the left-hand drive and the right-hand drive?
Common locator for dash SE.
Locators are common, yes. You'll see the main locator is one is here, the other is here. They are common for left-hand drive and right-hand drive. Also, the form in the outer areas is identical between left and right-hand drive. Only different is this shape for the dash, which is basically mirrored then. So in the center, again, common locators, but in this area and in this area, the surfaces are different. So all the two-way and four-way locators are common, but some clamping surfaces have different positions. So we carry on with the bolt-on parts. Here we have the lower load parts, 3 elements, longitudinals left and right, and a cross member. Currently common for all, common for ICE and PHEV. And yeah, we need to see what we get out of CDX. Actually, we cannot say at the moment if we can keep it common or if we need to go for a unique design for the 754. We need to see where we are. But that's in every case. I mean, that does not have any impact on the body in white complexity, as these parts are trim and final parts, bolt-on parts. Tunnel brace, common for all. It's a unique design. These durability brackets, the reinforcement brackets at the rear subframe fixing, carry over bundle 2, common for all. And the ICE versions have some battery brackets. Battery bracket bolted to the, where is it? This one. Battery bracket bolted to the side trail, but and battery reinforcement plate also bolted on, but only for ICE, not for the PHEV. Any questions to that content? Then I pass on to the front floor guy.
Yeah, hello, Jensen speaking. Front floor. Current assumption, 1 for all derivatives, left, right, ICE, PHEV, 542, 745, 754. That's the current assumption we have with the front floor. Let's speak about it in a year. Let's see what's going on there.
I don't hear any applause from the VO community.
So, what have we done? We've changed the design in some areas according to the safety requests we got from the front impact and from the side impact. And the funny thing is, especially from underneath,
that what is helping the side impact is also good for front impact, which means stiffening the tunnel area with one large reinforcement is helping front and side impact, and also this tunnel brace, which is reintroduced now, is helping front and side impact. It's helping side impact anyway. You see the load flow, but it is also helping the front impact by stabilizing the tunnel and avoiding a kind of inboard kinking of the seats of the seats in the front impact, which means we have what is good for one is also good for the other, and there's no discussion having a kind of mixed build now for whatever the derivative is for. One change we have this bracket is a complete new design because we have another fixing strategy for the console, which is now slided in the rear and just bolted in the front, giving a better tolerance absorption as in the current C2 programs. We have this kind of reshaped 2.5 seat cross member, getting a good overlap condition for the side impact, slightly move forward this point. And what is complete new is the retractor bracket, which is that one, which is normally part of the top head B-pillar structure, is now mounted to the sill assembly, giving us the possibility to play with thickness, to play with spot weld position in a much better case than we can do it currently in the 519, because in the 519 we have remounted this part in the B-pillar, and we do not any weld gun access in this center area here, which can now be used for additional spot welds or some things which are needed probably for safety or for NVH or for whatever. Okay, that's the other stuff is more or less just moved forward in the design itself. We have the A-pillar reinforcement bracket inside. We have the A-pillar. The A-pillar got a change. We have moved this wall 9 mil forward, giving us a larger weld flange here. This is driven by ingress-egress requirements, because in this area we have the hood release lever in that area, which was, by moving this wall, was in the ingress-egress zone here, and so with moving this area somewhat forward, we overcame this package requirement. What else? No. Common part. There is when you have a look in the CAD references, you will find that we have two weld layouts. We have the same design but two weld layouts. This is just driven by the differentiation of these corner brackets, where we have different weld spots in that area for the eyes and for the PHEV. This is the only change we have to cover with a different weld layout. All the other front floor internal welds are the same. There's no change in it. Don't care about this chessboard here. These are studs which are in the pool for further usage for electrical or trim fixings or whatever there is. It's just more or less a placeholder. From underneath you see that some of the studs are positioned for the heat shield fixing and for the fuel bundle fixing and so on. And this is just a tool for further usages.
James, you already show all the studs in the front floor?
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, in the front floor, all the studs is there, or you need to still update something?
The studs?
Yeah.
The count is there, which means this chessboard here is a pool which will get updated positions. Yeah. We have a pool of 30 studs. We have positioned some of it, yeah, but we know that we will get much more requests from electrical in the later stage of the program, and we use this pool of studs to position it. It is not final. Stud positions are not finalized.
Just to give the right number of studs.
Yeah, this is
And
Paul, what we're planning to do is within the PSC costing document, there's going to be an estimation in terms of total amount of studs needed, So we will basically estimate for the complete body in white how many studs we think there will be, We don't know yet, because we haven't got basically all feedback. We haven't even started to get feedback from electrical yet.
Well, we should have an assumption, right?
Yeah, sure. In the PSC costing document, there's going to be a big, let's say, paper, and within this paper, there's going to be, let's say, an estimation for the car, and this will be your baseline for your costing.
Okay. Okay. For another question for the status view, for the 4-door and the 5-door is common or not?
Sorry, say again.
For the status view, for the between the 4-door and the 5-door, the status view will be common or not?
Status view. Side between 4-door and
status view.
This assembly, yes, it's common.
Yes.
It's common for 4-door, 5-door, left hand, right hand, for whatever there is.
Okay. Thank you.
Weiß man nicht.
Ja, später eine Fügefolge kommt, hat er wahrscheinlich gefragt.
Okay, good. Other questions regarding front floor side to assemblies?
Are you still alive on the WebEx? Give a
beep.
It's so quiet.
Such a good
Or are you just basically wie sag mal begeistert? Are you just happy with what you see?
We're just shocked at all of the complexity and we don't know what to say.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Yeah, shall we then continue with the rear of the vehicle?
At least you have a common front floor. Not too bad.
There's high commonality, so let's
But your comment with potential risk of change, it's not good for us.
Yeah, it's not good for us as well. What can we say? So we are here in the same boat.
Okay, so continuing with the rear floor, starting with the skin SE. So there have been some changes versus the last frozen UNV0. So here on UNV01, we have, for instance, this seat cushion mounting hole. We moved it forward into this panel. This was a request from Seat's team. We changed the design of the ISOFIX quite significantly. That was for some durability and strength issue. So now they work fine for strength. They are all four ISOFIX are common. So I guess this is good news for complexity. We have this searing design on top. Compared to UNV0, now we changed to welded design. Previously, we had this bolting operation in X. Now it's purely welded operation. So we're welding here towards the wheelhouse and the front rear, and here towards package tray side support. This lower searing is part of the body panel SE, so this will not be done in-house, but will come as a complete SE. What else?
Yeah, we already discussed for the steering. We still have some problem about this design.
Yes, I know about the reach for the robot. Yes.
You have for 5-door. Do we also have this similar design? Or?
Pardon?
For the 5-door. Do we have
for the 5-door? No, for the 5-door, maybe little outlook on the 5-door. So we have a different situation there because the H point is moved by 20 millimeters, and the seat back is a freestanding reclining seat back, so it is bolted onto the rear floor, and we need a different design and a cross member below the panel for the 5-door. Furthermore, the rear overhang is shortened by 70 millimeters, which drives the location of the battery being forward by 70 millimeter, and so there's no space left for a C-ring design as it's shown right here. We are currently working on ideas of how to design some stiffness in the 5-door, but will not have a welded C-ring design like this. So this will be for 4-door unique. However, once we have a good design for the 5-door, of course, we will think about options to carry this back into 4-door. But for the time being, as we have no good solution for the 5-door available, we'll stick with this welded C-ring design for the 4-door. Okay. Okay, so what has changed as well is the spare wheel retaining bracket will have a doubler from underneath the panel, and this is a carryover design for C5 from C519. This is currently released on bundle 1. What else did we change? Obviously, we have this pocket design where the 12-volt battery will be placed for the PHEV. For the eyes, this box and sheet metal will be present as well, but the battery will still be placed in the engine compartment in the front. This is part of the frame SE, so for the panel SE it will just be a different shape here. For the wheel houses, we changed this damper bracket from a Taylor roll to a Taylor welded design. So you can see this bit line here, 1.6 on the upper portion, 1.0 on the lower portion. Also, we did some updates, for instance, to this bracket, which now carries some locator or locating features. This design has changed as well. The shape of the wheelhouse, mainly in the front area, has changed, and the seat attachment bracket has changed as well, mainly driven by the welded C-ring design. So talking about differences between PHEV and ICE. Now switching over to the PHEV. Previously we had a Taylor welded design on the seat panel. Now it is a monolithic design and 100% the same as the ICE. Same with ISOFIX, C-ring. C-ring we have a unique number because we have the weld nuts in there, but sheet metal is the same. Heel kick is the same. Obviously this panel is not the same, so we have a flat design. We have a big cutout for the battery connectors. We have small holes here for the cooling of the battery. And what else? Yes, we have fixing locations for the battery here and the side rail cappings. Wheel houses are the same as ICE. And I think that's it mainly from complexity standpoint. Any questions on these parts?
I think, George, I think that the wheelhouse for the PHEV should be different from IC, right? Maybe
No.
there. Okay, so there is a hole. In the PHEV wheelhouse.
You're talking about the charge port?
Yeah, exactly. The charge out.
Yes, the charge port, there will be a big hole on the wheelhouse outer, and we will have just mounting locations like those weld studs, or for grounding, we'll have this nut in here. But we're planning to carry these small things back to the ICE design, although this is not needed on the ICE, and so we will have common wheelhouse inner.
Okay.
For wheelhouse outer, yes,
the yellow part, the yellow part will be common, right?
Yes. Actually, the complete assembly that you see here. So this assembly will be common. Yeah.
Oh.
It will in the plant. It will come at the next higher level with the body side rear quarter together.
Okay. Understand.
But from a design point, this will be common between ICE and PHEV.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Having said this, it will be different on CDX. That's for sure.
So we have opportunity coming the rear flow between the S and PHEV.
Common. So you're talking about difference between ICE and PHEV on CD542, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will have a common panel SE design starting here from the heel kick until the C-ring. Rearwards of that, of course, it will be different. Yeah. Seat panel?
No, in the rear area, is there an opportunity coming?
The opportunity to make it common here in the rear?
Yes.
No, there's no opportunity because for the PHEV we need to package the battery. So we'll have a flat design. We have a big hole in here, holes in here, and we need, this is Burkhardt's part, we need the support structure, the V-frame. For the ICE, we don't need the V-frame, but we need to package a spare wheel. So we don't have space for the V-frame, and we use the space for the spare wheel.
Where does the spare wheel go on PHEV?
There's no spare wheel on PHEV.
Okay, so why can't we delete it on ICE?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, could you repeat that?
So if we don't need a spare wheel on PHEV, why do we need one on ICE?
That's not our decision.
That's a marketing decision. Yeah, that's.
I guess we have to package space. That's why we add it. Yeah. And on the PF, we don't have the package space.
Yeah. Look, potentially, if we can't fit it into the plant, it'll need to be outsourced and there'll be an incremental cost anyway, so it may offset the marketing revenue anyway.
Yeah. So
it's a let's say discussion above, let's say, our heads. I understand the idea, but it's basically changing program assumptions of having spare wheel on the one hand and not on the other one. But it's an interesting thought, to be honest. We never thought about it. For us, it got given.
But it's not new, right?
Yeah. It was always like that. It's for us.
Performance cars have no, no spare wheels.
Yeah. Good. Shall we begin with the frame?
Okay, on the frame we have the heel kick assembly, which is common for all variants. Currently the heel kick crossmember we have a Baron part, which is out of Taylor rolled blank. Investigation is running to get this to a Taylor welded blank to save some costs. You can see here the material thickness steps. So this will be one of the tasks to probably delete the Taylor rolled blank.
It's the last Taylor rolled blank.
It's the last Taylor rolled blank, yeah. So if you can save the money, would be good. But I think main point is, important point is that this is common for all variants. Also on the 5-door, the heel kick is moved 20 millimeters forward, but the assembly will be common for all variants. So rail assembly, you see we have a different one for ICE and PHEV. On PHEV, we have the supporting structure for the battery included into the rail assembly, which is this so-called V-frame. We have a lot of Baron parts in the rail assembly, the rail itself, which is common between PHEV and ICE in terms of material thickness, 1.6 monolithic. UNB0 assumption previously was Taylor rolled blank as well for the PHEV, but we could achieve a common material thickness now. So further Baron parts, we have the front as a sill in the rail assembly, and and the gusset at the heel kick crossmember as a Baron part as well. PHEV parts for the rail assembly. You see the V-frame part is a Baron part as well to provide a stable structure to prevent crush in the area of battery for the battery package. Crossmember, we have one part you will receive as a Baron part as a single part. This is the so-called rear axle crossmember, which connects the rail assemblies. And we have two variants, of course. One for the ICE because of the spare wheel panel, and one straight one you can see here for the PF variant. Further thing in the PHEV here, we have an additional rear crossmember. Two parts belonging also to the rail assembly. You need to connect that, of course, here in this area. So this provides or defines the crushable zone for rear impact, which is used to absorb the energy to save the battery, which is located in front of this crossmember. Outlook for the 5-door variant, as Sönke already said, we will have, instead of a C-ring design, we will have an additional crossmember, which is located somewhere in this area. That will be part of the H-frame. Also as a standard crossmember with a gusset connecting to the rail assembly on both sides, and one single crossmember, probably with a seat fixing bracket included, which will be then welded from your side to the H-frame assembly. That's principally the main points we have. One thing which might be interesting for you, we have a new reinforcement. This white one here, or red one, which we included for lateral stiffness of the tie blade attachment. So this is an additional part which was not included in the UNB0 data. So I think that's one further thing to mention for the 5-door, because of the 70 millimeter shortened overhang, we will be having the discussion for spare wheel at the ICE variant. package investigations are running to raise the spare wheel by approximately 25 to 30 millimeters, and basically to allow the spare wheel to be moved forward. This will, of course, then mean that we have a moved forward location for this cross member. So this will be a unique cross member for the ICE variant 5-door then. But this is investigation on. We have a set design for that, but that's one of the tasks we're working on. Okay, one further thing which was added to the UNV0 point 1 is this pocket, which Sönke already mentioned. This is part of the rail assembly for battery storage. This will be, or we are trying to get this also in for the 5-door variant, but because the 70 millimeter shortened overhang, this is quite a task to design this corner. So this is also work in progress.
What's driving the battery into the rear floor?
What's driving the battery? That's the question?
Yeah.
The battery on the rear floor is only used on the PHEV because of
the 12-volt battery I'm asking about.
Yes, the 12-volt battery is only on PHEV variant. On ICE variant, the 12-volt battery is in the engine compartment.
So what's driving it is basically not sufficient package in the front end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what on PHEV, what occupies the space where the battery would normally go in the front end?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Engine stuff. Transmission, engine.
Transmission.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The PHEV transmission.
PHEV transmission.
Okay. Any further questions to the rear frame parts?
Hello. I want to know whether the 5 doors have the common locator holes with the 4 doors.
Locator holes on the assemblies, on the rear rail assembly, of course, are common. We have the C2 standard slot and hole position. Because of the unique position of the cross member, of course, we have different MCOs. But the main MCOs I think you are interested in on the rail are common over all derivatives, of course, yeah.
For the C519 for the cross member between the 4-door and 5-door is common or not?
Sorry, you are very hard to hear.
For the just now you mentioned that for the 5-door and the 4-door, the cross member will in a different location. How about the C519? C519 we also have 5-door and a 4-door. The cross member is in the same location or different location?
So on the 519 we have the cross member much more forward in this area, let's say in this area, and we are forced, the position of this cross member basically is forced by the spare wheel here. We can of course investigate if the new 5-door position will be possible for the 4-door, but that might be an opportunity, but with low confidence. Yeah. On PHEV variants 5-door to 4-door, we will have the same cross member gusset concept. Yeah. So the question here is what happens to the spare wheel package? But my assumption currently is going with unique cross member on the ICE variant.
So it will be a risk for us for common picture between the 4-door and the 5-door.
common fixture for the cross members in the H frame. That's a risk, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, understand.
Good. If there are no more questions for this rear floor, we switch to the bumper beam. The bumper beam is coming from a current assumption coming from a common tool set. The CD will have a quite tiny beam here. It's all final SE part. For China, which is the majority of the vehicles, will not get a towing hook. So this part here would not be there. The towing hook would disappear. And only for export markets, we would add the towing hook back in for certain units. For CDX, due to the higher ride height, we would need to add reinforcements. So we need to add a reinforcement in the center line here. For Europe, for low-speed damageability, and we may have to add additional pieces here for pendulum hit, which is another low-speed mode we look into in China. So then the question would be, how do we poker yoke these parts? But this is not really a body construction discussion now, it's in trim and final. So just that you have seen it before. So the interface to the rear floor is all the same. That's probably what you are interested in. And we always also have to see how we get the 70 millimeter shorter rear overhang managed with a different bumper beam design. That's something we have to find out later. Okay, with that, I give back to Stefan.
Good, yeah, thank you very much. So basically, this was our design review and touch point between within the big team. Yeah, so let's call it UNV 0.1. Are there any more questions from the team online? PC costing? Teile, yeah. So basically, next steps. Of course, we will continuously working in terms of feasibility, with the body construction, the stamping team, and then in parallel, as you might know, there will be an update of the PSC costing assumptions. Yeah, this is going through our hands. So here we are within the DNR team defining the PSC costing for 4-door based on UNV 01. And also for the 5-door with help of the basic design team. So it's going to be provided end of this week, beginning of next week, from us to Rainer Quick, who's then consolidating this and putting it into the, let's say, big overview. Yeah, we'll
Esteban, you already finished all your topic?
Sorry?
You already finished all your topic, or?
Yes, we basically with the agenda we're finished. So we're basically we've done point number 5, the design review. So if there are no more questions, we're basically now finalizing and concluding.
Yeah. We will check the product underbody card, and we found some issue. Maybe I can presentation to your team.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you want to do it now?
Yeah, I can do now very quick.
Yes, please do it.
Let me see my screen. Yes, for this one, we already discussed the just now. We want to you can see here we will have 6 top head in the cap 1. So we want to find some opportunity to reduce the complexity. So for the front structure and then front rail, apron, and dash, we find some opportunity common between the PTV and ICE. And also for the
Paul, can you go in presentation mode so we can better see you?
It's better?
I think it's the other screen.
Display settings.
Display settings.
On the top.
It's better?
Yes, yeah. Perfect, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. The second one is for the real floor. We also want to know, is there opportunity to comment between the PTV and ICE? Because in the table you can see we will have many variants for each sub-assembly. I think we can further discuss about this topic. And for the in this one you can see here for the currently for the 542 4-door and 5-door we totally have six variants for the underbody assembly. If we can comment, we will reduce to 3.
Yeah, Paul, don't go too deep in this, let's say, thought, yeah? There's very, very low confidence, saying diplomatically, to commonize this, yeah? We've noted basically down, and we'll take your input here, yeah? I mean, you're our customer, and we support you with, let's say, the analysis, but there is very low confidence to commonize ICE and PHEV, yeah? So, but we'll help you to do an analysis here.
Yeah, maybe you can show us for some reason, maybe some cost or something.
Yes, we'll do that.
Yeah. And for the below is this one is for some issue we found in the country Canada. Maybe we can go through one by one very quick. I think I'll start from this one. Lucas, can start this one?
Yes, and from the assumptions we can say that. Wait a moment. We can say they are together in the PA from the other source, but you can say the current wedding sports, they are all the 3T sports.
So you would think there 2 spots, 2T welds needed
yes.
for the sub-assembly level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe some spots maybe need
that's
to
a good point, yeah.
QT. Yeah, okay. And then that's
so 1 or 2 spots need to be changed to 2T weld. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
And yes, you can see some the locals are be covered by the blue part. The horse be covered.
The master hole, no, that's the one in the front. And where this big rectangular hole is, you see a slot in the rail. You mean, oh sorry, I misunderstood. You need the clearance hole is needed in the rail for the MC slot. Yes. That's not updated yet.
Yeah, for this
should be done in the meantime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
This one is side seal. I think we have some issues on the ICE for this part interference with this part, with 2 parts. Interference. You can see this section. This 2 parts is together. So maybe this part needs to upgrade.
Yeah, we are aware of this. Holm is investigating having another solution with a cutback for one of the derivatives, getting us or avoiding this interference condition. This is driven by common usage ICE or bundle 2, bundle 1 or bundle 2 parts, causing in this kind of interference for one of the derivatives. But Holm is aware of it and is investigating it. But he is out of the office this week.
So
So this is included in our commonization work stream. Commonization bundle 1 and bundle 2. So we know this issue, we found it, and we are working on that to commonize the parts and the surfaces, commonize the mating surfaces.
Yeah, okay, because for this one, I think it's similar. Yeah, after this meeting, I will share this document to you, and you can have a detailed check about the issue.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah.
Same issue.
Same issue to the front structure, to the dash, to the A pillar, also part of our commonization work stream.
Yes, it's all same issues, part closure.
And this one, I think for the NAT interference with the panel.
Yeah, Holm knows that as well and is working on that. I'm not sure if this is already in the latest data, the corrective action. Let us see. Let us just check.
Yeah, this is from the latest kind. From the UMV 0 and UMV 1 frozen kind. Yeah, you can double check. And for this one is this part for the master control hall. It's too close to another panel. At least we need a 5 millimeter. This part in the dash on the top of the dash.
Where are we? Okay. Yeah, I'll check it. Thanks.
Okay. And the below one, I think, is for the ratio issue, and for some ratio issue, we already shared with your team before, and for some of the issue is new for us. We can go through one by one.
Yep. Yeah. So here in terms of weld ratio, I think we can basically group in 2 groups. Yeah. One group is basically where we have, let's say, a carryover condition. Yeah. So really basically carry over parts from bundle 1 or bundle 2, especially front structure and dash SE. So I think in terms of where we are carry over in terms of these conditions, and we have launched into other projects, we should basically accept these conditions. And then there's the other group, let's say, with new conditions. Yeah, and these are the ones we should dive in and discuss. Okay.
Yeah, Stephen, I think all the issue. I think for the carryover issue, we can check is there any approved deviation for the other program. if we have, we can follow the same way with the deviation. But for the new issue, for the new design issue, I think we need a find a solution for fix the issue.
Yeah, we can call it issue, we can call it condition, but yes, I agree. So basically, we carry over from what was done before, whatever was there in approval routine, we just basically add our car line to it, yeah. And for the new conditions, we should have a look with it on the areas. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I think all the issue is similar situation for the ratio issue. I will share. Do you think I need to go through one by one, or I will share the document after the meeting?
Yes, please. Yeah, share the document after the meeting. I mean, are there more concerns? How many slides are there to come?
No, other issue. No other issue.
Okay, good. No, but please. Yeah.
It's just the high level check, and then I believe we have this is other issue we found currently, and I believe in future when we do the DPA5 check, we will find more issue.
Yeah, sure. So actually, we appreciate basically going this year through PowerPoint instead of I don't know, raising E2KS issues. I think here we can comment very quickly on the slides and work with them. Yeah. So if you can share with the team, this presentation would be good.
Yeah, I will share with you. Okay.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. And that's good. So we are already, let's say, coming close to the end of our session here. And is there anything else from this group here in terms of the feedback? No. Anything else from the people online? Good. Then yeah, thank you very much. We will share the data that was presented in the first bit on the PowerPoint. Paul, if you can share the data which was presented here in the second half. And then we'll continue work with each other, and we're in contact, yeah? Good. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.